Hi everyone, it's Joe with Sharp Eye for Coins. Thanks for joining. It's Treasure Tuesday. I wanted to talk about something that I always hunt for. It's the 1988 Lincoln Cent with the reverse of the 1989 die. And it took me a long time to really get a handle on which is which. And so I'd like to share what I've learned with you. What you have here on the screen is a scoped image of both a 1989 Lincoln Cent and a 1988 Lincoln Cent. Now, in 1989, the Mint changed the reverse design. And, you probably have heard about the close AM and the wide AM varieties, for the 1992 and then the 1999, 98, 99, and 2000 respectively. So it's similar to that, right? You have the 1988 coins that were minted with the 1989 reverse. Now the 1988D with the reverse of the 1989 is more rare than the 1988 from Philly with the reverse of the 1989. But you want to look for both, right? And again, I'm not going to talk about value here because, the value of these things change based on the temperature, I don't, of the market. It's worth what someone's willing to pay. But it is treasure. It's something that's unique, right? It's something that's different. It was a mistake. And that's kind of the fun of hunting for this particular variety. So let's get into it and how to determine the difference. Now, what we have here, let me get my toothpick. I want to point out this one right here is a typical 1988. You look at these initials, FG, and you see how do you describe it? How soggy they are, how weak. They're not clearly defined. There's really no serif at all on the G. It's very mushy. Okay, that is a typical 1988 Lincoln Cent. Now over here you have the 1989, and this is a typical example of a 1989. These coins are, I would describe as, circulated, so it's not the best version of the font. It's a little weak, probably a little polished, almost looks like it could be 88, but it's not. It has a clearly defined serif here at the east end of the G going out west, plus at the bottom, which you don't have here. It's also a much stronger strike, so clearly defined initials compared with the 88. So what you really want to look for when you're hunting is this right here, but on a 1988 coin. Okay, you want something that looks like this on a 1988 coin. Now, some experts have argued that the distance away from the building is also a tell, but it's really difficult to gauge that. I mean, that is another indicator, but I think your first go-to would be looking for the serif on the G and clearly defined strike, because most of them are going to look like this. And I'll show you a couple more examples. Let's take these off. I'm going to show you a couple more examples of the 89. Maybe we'll find one that really has a much better serif to it. Yeah, that one is really good. You can see it, it's clearly defined, it's bold, right? See that serif going down, and see it right down there. It's going down, and there's also one going out to the west. Okay, beautiful example of a typical 1989. Another good example. This one shows a little mechanical doubling on it. Okay, so that's what you're looking for on the 88, however. So you want something like that. This is an 88 coin. Look how weak that struck. That is a typical 1988. So what you want is the 1988 that looks like the 1989 that you saw. I'm going to go through a couple more 1988 so you can see some more examples here. Again, see how typical? It's a little bit farther away from the building than the 89s. And a mushy stripe though. That's almost what they all are like. Another. A little bit of post-mint damage on it. How weak and no serif. Some of these I saved just because they have die breaks in them, like on the offers, but that's not the focus today. The focus is that initial. See how it is so weakly struck with no initial, no serif on the initial. Again, weakly struck. No serif. So a little bit better of a strike, but still no serif. This is a typical example of 88. And one last one. Real mushy strike and no serif. So, have I found an 88 with the reverse of the 89 yet? No. The hunt continues. The hunt continues. But I'm always on the lookout. Now what you have here is a 1989 coin that kind of looks like it doesn't have serif in it. This is 1989 and you can think, oh man, is this a 1989 with the reverse of the 1988? No. The tell here is look how close it is to the building. This lack of a serif is due to over polishing of the die, but it's still a really good strong strike, and the closeness to the building tells me that it is a typical 1989 coin. Okay, and it has the same reverse it should have, just they over polished it a little bit and removed some of that serif. So you're going through your Lincoln cents, stop for a second on those 89s. It is something you want to look for if you want to find some treasure in your cents. So let me find one more good one and we'll call it quits. Thank you for watching, you guys. If you like this, please hit that like button, comment. Love to hear your thoughts on this as well. We're all learning and growing from each other. There's a good example of the 1989. So once again, hey, this is Joe, Sharp Eye for Coins. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this message finds you well. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other,